Hello. I wanted to have another review of the Clemson versus Ohio State game. I had a night to think about it, and wow, I am still dumbfounded about how terrible the officials are. Now, I'm not one of the people that have sour grapes, and I'm not someone that complains about officials a lot. That's not me. I'm not someone that blames every loss on the officials. And I even, am hesitant to make a video like this because Michigan fans do it all the time, and I don't want to be, like one of the Michigan Wolverine fans. So, no, don't like Michigan. At least University of Michigan. Michigan State's okay. I respect that coach a lot more than Harbaugh. But I gotta get back to this game, and I don't want to take something away from Trevor Lawrence, although our cornerbacks were covering the receivers pretty well. And I don't want to take away from Etienne. Now, his catches were great. But hear me out. First of all, that targeting call on Wade was ridiculous. When I played football, that was how I was taught to tackle. You tackle. Now, his helmet did hit Trevor Lawrence's. But when Trevor Lawrence decided to run the ball, he became a running back, not a quarterback. And it wasn't like he was just standing there and Wade launched himself. No, it was a tackle. He didn't launch himself into Lawrence. He ran into him, and yes, his head hit him, but he wrapped him up. That was a good tackle. And okay, if it's iffy, that play happens all the time. And that's not called targeting on a running back or on a quarterback acting like a running back. That is not targeting. Now, by the letter of the law, is it? Well, yes, but the officials don't enforce it like the letter of the law, and you can't not enforce something all season long and then at that game do it. That was, when I played, that was a textbook tackle. Now, I know times change, but my heart just goes out to Wade. Making a great play, being ejected, those officials got that wrong. And see, this is the deal, is on the field they didn't call it. You had to have irreversible evidence in the replay booth to overturn a call. Irreversible evidence. You do not have irreversible evidence, in my opinion, to eject Wade from the game because of that tackle. He wrapped him up. Yes, there was a head-to-head collision, but he was working as a running back. How many running back tackles do you see helmets hit each other? It happens all the time. Do you want to just eject every single player from the game? No. If you go and you rewatch the game and you rewatch the way that all the collisions, you could have just ejected just as many Clemson players in Ohio State. That was a terrible call. Terrible. And I'm a Buckeye fan. I did pick Clemson to win, and I'm really good at picking I'm good at picking who's going to win. I have a pretty good record. But my heart goes out to Wade because he shouldn't have gone out that way. He should have ended his career that way. That's not right. That was not right for those officials. And second play I want to talk about. That fumble that was scooped up and scored for the Buckeyes. That was called back. The replay booth said it wasn't a catch, it was an incomplete catch. So therefore, this is what happened. The Clemson player, Trevor Lawrence, threw to the receiver. The receiver had the ball. He took 3 steps. Now, there was an Ohio State guy on his back, but he still took 3 steps with the ball in his hand. He had the ball. He had possession of the ball. And after 3 steps, the Ohio State defender knocked it out of his hand. Then it was scooped up and scored for the Buckeyes. Guys, I was watching the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. You're talking about whether there wasn't a football move. There was 3 steps taken. I was watching Dallas against the Redskins, where they have even stricter laws for what a catch is. And at the end of the first quarter, Dallas, they ruled a completion for the Redskins. They ruled a completion for a Redskin. He went out of bounds, and they wanted to know, well, did he have completion of the? And he took 3 steps and went out of the bounds, and they ruled it the 3 steps. It was enough for a catch because he had 3 steps. 3 steps is a catch. That if you have control on 3 steps, that's a catch. Plain and simple. That Clemson guy had. Now, it looked really fast. Now, if you were on the field and you saw it, you might have missed it. But the replay booth, there was not irreversible evidence that that did not happen. Now, see, if that was ruled incomplete from the get-go, then I would have been okay with it. Although it was a catch and it was a scoop, if it was ruled incomplete, fine. But the deal is that it was ruled a fumble on the field, and it actually was a fumble. Then they ruled it. They said that not only did they think it wasn't a fumble, but there was irreversible proof that it wasn't a complete pass. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's how bad the officials were. If the officials get either of those 2 calls right, either one of them, then Ohio State wins that game. Clemson winning that game, Ohio State had to have a lot of self-inflicted wounds, and they had to have the referee's help. Lastly, the last big blunder was the punt, the roughing the kicker. Maybe a running into the kicker, that was not roughing the kicker, and this is why. The kicker kicked the ball, and when the Ohio State defenders were coming, he jumped up, but instead of going straight up, he jumped toward the defenders. So the defenders, Ohio State, they were coming, and the Clemson guy, he ran over, so his knee, you can say this is his knee, actually hit the Ohio State guy in the head or neck. The kicker went forward and met the defender. That's not roughing the kicker. The kicker initiated the contact. Now referees fall for bad mistakes all the time. That's why they gather together, and instead of calling the 15-yard penalty, they call the 5-yard, which isn't an automatic first down. And that's what they should have done this time. But instead, they ruled automatic first down, 15 yards, and then Clemson goes and scores a touchdown. All 3 of those plays. Now, kickers can't initiate contact and expect to get roughing the kicker. That does not happen. That should not happen. All 3 of those roughing blunders, all 3 of those, if just one would have gone Ohio State's way, the right way, if one was called straight, Ohio State would win. But the referees, I don't know why, but they chose to give Clemson. Now, even the punt, okay, I'm not excusing the punt, but the punt's not replayable. The 2 replays, how in the world can that happen like that? Dobbins, he had a touchdown pass that he lost control. And you know what? I agree with that. He didn't really have full control. I could have seen it go either way, but the right way was, he didn't get. But just think, Ohio State had 3 touchdowns that you had to have indisputable evidence against. If any one of those, or the punt would have gone Ohio State's way, they would have won. That's how much better of a team Ohio State was. They had 1 touchdown taken from them, 2 touchdowns taken from them on 2 bad plays, and 2 plays that led to 2 Clemson touchdowns. The better team did not win. The better coach team did not win. Ryan Day showed that he was a better coach than Dabo that game. In the end, I'm not upset as far as Ohio State getting a national championship because I don't believe Ohio State would have beat LSU. I believe LSU is the best team. They blew out Georgia. Georgia's a little overrated, though. But they blew Georgia out. And I don't think Oklahoma's overrated. And they blew out Oklahoma. So, Ohio State just wouldn't get enough stops against LSU. LSU's defense would have an easier time against Ohio State's offense than Ohio State's defense against LSU's offense. So I don't even see that game being close. So I don't see this as, costing Ohio State a championship. But you never know. I mean, there have been bigger upsets. But those kids, those 20 to 21-year-olds, 18 to 21, 22-year-olds, they deserve better than this. Now, fans, we get so worked up and everything, and, Ohio State's won enough, and, my joy in my life is based on Jesus Christ, and it's based on my family. It's not based on a sports team. But those kids, they give their heart, soul, and they give so much time to practice and to not have a game called fair, to have it called biasly. I don't like it. That's wrong. Those officials should not call another. They shouldn't call a bowl game. They need to be corrected if they're going to call a game. I don't know what. Maybe next video I'll have what I think is a solution. Anyway, I just wanted to rant on. Not really a rant. I'm not yelling. But Ohio State's the better team. Ohio State won. I'm proud of my team. They won. They're better than I thought they were. They beat Clemson, but the referees beat Ohio State. Just really impressed with how they were able to shut down Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, the Clemson, did not score that much. If the referees did not extend those drives, wow. Clemson would have had 14 points or less. I mean, it was an impressive effort. Too bad the refs robbed him. But anyway, thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Thank you.